Aladdin knew every back alley of the city. He knew the best places to find discarded treasures. He knew which food stalls had the tastiest but cheapest meals. He was a survivor. The city was his concrete jungle. It was a tough place to live, but it was home. One sweltering afternoon, Aladdin found himself dodging tourists near the old clock tower. He was trying to sell his latest finds, a chipped watch and a tarnished silver locket. Nobody was buying. People rushed by, lost in their own worlds. Discouraged, Aladdin slumped down in a shaded doorway. He pulled out a slightly squashed apple, his only meal for the day. As he took a bite, he noticed a man watching him. The man was dressed in flowing robes, a stark contrast to the city's modern chaos. The man approached Aladdin, his expression unreadable. "Lost, young man?" he asked, his voice a low rumble. Aladdin eyed him suspiciously. He wasn't lost, not exactly, but maybe this man could offer a way out. The stranger intrigued Aladdin. He offered him a proposition, a dangerous quest for a hidden treasure. The treasure was said to be buried deep beneath the city, in a forgotten labyrinth. Aladdin, desperate for a change, agreed. The stranger led him through twisting streets and into a forgotten part of the city. They stopped before a massive, ancient building half swallowed by the modern cityscape. This, the stranger explained, was the entrance to the labyrinth. "Inside," the stranger said, his eyes glittering, "lies an ancient lamp. Bring it to me and the treasure will be yours." He handed Aladdin a tattered map and a strange ring, its stone pulsing with a faint light. Then, with a knowing smile, the stranger vanished into the shadows. Aladdin, armed with the map and the ring, took a deep breath and stepped into the labyrinth. The air inside was thick with dust and the smell of time. Cobwebs clung to the walls like ghostly curtains. The only light came from the faintly glowing ring on Aladdin's finger. The labyrinth was a maze of crumbling corridors and treacherous drops. Aladdin, using his street smarts and the cryptic map, navigated the dangers. He dodged falling debris, outran skittering creatures, and solved ancient riddles etched into the walls. Finally, after what felt like days, he stumbled into a large chamber. In the center, resting on a pedestal, was a dusty oil lamp. It looked ordinary, almost disappointing, but as Aladdin reached for it, the ring on his finger pulsed with heat. He picked up the lamp, its metal warm to the touch. As he brushed away the dust, a plume of purple smoke erupted from the spout. Aladdin watched in astonishment as the smoke swirled and coalesced, taking the form of a towering, muscular figure. The genie, for it was indeed a genie, grinned down at Aladdin, his eyes twinkling with ancient power. "Greetings!" he boomed, his voice echoing through the chamber. "It's been a while since someone's dusted me off. You have 3 wishes, kid. Make 'em count." Aladdin, overwhelmed by the genie's presence and the reality of his situation, hesitantly made his first wish. He wished for a safe escape from the labyrinth. In a blink, he found himself back on the bustling city streets, the ancient building nowhere in sight. With his newfound freedom, Aladdin decided to test the limits of his second wish. He wished for a luxurious penthouse overlooking the city. A wave of magical energy later, he stood in a sprawling apartment, complete with a rooftop pool and a breathtaking view. The genie, amused by Aladdin's choices, settled into his new role as a wish granter. With surprising enthusiasm, he conjured gourmet meals, designed outrageous outfits, and even learned to play video games on the massive flat-screen TV Aladdin wished for. Aladdin was living a life of comfort and luxury, but something felt missing. The constant parties and extravagant gifts felt hollow. He realized that true happiness wasn't something that could be wished for, it had to be earned. One day, while exploring his new neighborhood, Aladdin stumbled upon a community garden tucked between skyscrapers. There, he met Jasmine, a passionate activist fighting to preserve the city's few remaining green spaces. Jasmine was fiery and independent, unafraid to stand up for what she believed in. She challenged Aladdin's views, pushing him to look beyond his own desires and see the needs of the city around him. Aladdin found himself drawn to Jasmine's spirit and her dedication to making the city a better place. He started spending more time at the community garden, volunteering alongside her. He used his wealth to support her projects, funding community centers and urban farms. As they worked together, Aladdin found himself falling for Jasmine's intelligence, her compassion, and her unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. He realized that his feelings for her ran deeper than any wish the genie could grant. The stranger who had sent Aladdin into the labyrinth had not forgotten about the lamp. He had been watching Aladdin, his heart filled with envy and greed. He learned of the genie and the wishes Aladdin had been granted. The stranger, calling himself Jafar, saw an opportunity to seize power. He infiltrated Aladdin's inner circle, posing as a financial advisor. He whispered poisonous words in Aladdin's ear, planting seeds of doubt and paranoia. Jafar manipulated events, orchestrating a series of misfortunes that made it seem like Jasmine and her fellow activists were misusing Aladdin's funds. Aladdin, blinded by Jafar's deception, began to doubt those closest to him. He confronted Jasmine, accusing her of betrayal. Hurt and angered by his mistrust, Jasmine pushed him away, her heart breaking at his change in demeanor. Aladdin, consumed by suspicion and Jafar's manipulative influence, isolated himself, pushing away the one person who truly cared for him. Consumed by his growing paranoia, Aladdin turned to the one source of comfort he thought he had left, the genie. He used his final wish not for personal gain, but to expose the truth behind the misfortunes plaguing him and Jasmine. The genie, bound by his magic to grant Aladdin's wish, revealed Jafar's web of lies and deceit. Aladdin was horrified. He saw how deeply he had betrayed Jasmine's trust and allowed himself to be manipulated by Jafar's greed. As Jafar's deception unraveled, he made a desperate grab for the lamp, intending to use its power for his own selfish desires. A struggle ensued, the lamp falling into the wrong hands. Jafar, giddy with power, wished for control over the city's wealth and resources. The city descended into chaos, skyscrapers became twisted monuments to Jafar's greed, and the streets were patrolled by enchanted automatons enforcing his iron rule. Aladdin, witnessing the destruction he had indirectly caused, knew he had to right his wrongs.